Hey guys, my name's Gavin, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make piano beats for Rod Wave, Polo G, any type of artists that use the emotional piano style. So yeah, follow me on Instagram at gavinhadley_, and I'm also going to have 3 loops down in the description that you can go download for free and make some stuff out of. So yeah, let's get into the video. Obviously, I started with the piano, so it's from Omnisphere. I believe it's called the softest piano, and I just started by laying down this ballad-esque progression, just a bunch of triads, but there's like extensions onto them. So if we put the notes into their simplest forms, this F sharp should be right here. So we have a D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, which is a D sharp minor chord, and then we also have the root note, D sharp, right here, but we put it up to add like a more wide feel to it. And after that, we just go down to a B, and then we did the same strategy here. We have the third put up 2 octaves. So put that back up. I have the bass notes going on right here, going right over onto this area. I have this A sharp again, just that same technique, except I didn't put it up 2 octaves, only 1 octave. I'm kind of creating a downwards motion, which is important for a sadder piano, just because by going down the scale, it's kind of associated with a more emotional feel. So that's why I did that. This is all pretty like basic, obvious stuff, really simple chords so far. So after that, we just have an F. Using that same technique and using the octave right there again, an octave higher. That's about it for the chord progression. Now I have this basic top line over it, and I randomized everything, strummed it, made it sound a little bit more realistic and good sounding. So after that, we have an F sharp, and then we have an F. Something that I do a lot when I make emotional beats, I utilize these 2 notes next to each other, and then I drop down to whatever is 3 steps away from them, and I get a little repetition going right here. This would be the call. And this is the response, and here's like another call right here, response, call, and then another response, and then that just loops the entire time, except I switch these notes. Instead of having an A sharp and then a G sharp, I have a G sharp and then an A sharp, and I don't know, I just did that to give it a little bit of variation, switch it up a little bit, but really simple. I'll play it for you right now. Just going up and down the scale. Okay, so then after that, I'll show you the effects I put on it. Just some reverb to widen it up a little bit, make it sound more spacey, and then cassette. Same preset I use for like everything when I make loops. The inside bass side preset, stability all the way up, static all the way down. And it does the job. So after that, I just layered it with a 1-shot. This is what that sounds like. I just took a lot of the low end out, drenched it in reverb, and then added this crystallizer to it. Make sure we're still recording it. We are. Added the crystallizer to it. It's like another alternative to help like boost the sound up another octave. So I did that to make it have a little bit more high end. And now after that, I have this progression that I played out on the MIDI keyboard. Played it out pretty rough. I went back and edited it so it sounded better, and I'll show you what it sounds like without effects, because I drenched it to make it sound a little bit more like a vocal. But here's what it sounds like. Just using the black notes on my keyboard, trying to play them in a cool way. This is what it sounds like with a bunch of effects on it. Drenched it out. Tucked in the back. And yeah, after that, I have Scarvy Rickenbacker bass from Contact, just playing the bass notes, except I added a little bit more of a rhythm right here. I just randomized them all, make it sound more realistic. You've all heard that before 1,000 times. And then after that, for the last sound, I just have an arcade little chop thingy, and so it sounds like it's really tucked. Just found it from a random arcade bank. I thought it sounded really cool though. And the effects I put on it, just a little alter boy, raise it up an octave, standard. I do that in all of my loops for the most part. So here's everything. Rendered everything out to a wave files. So I have everything playing here, and I have just one sound at a time after that. And then this down here would be the finished loop. So we can get rid of all of these now. I just put it down 1 semitone to just lower it a little bit. I feel like when you make loops, that's something you can do to give it a totally different feel. Like, it's not the same, it's just lowering everything down a half step inside of the piano roll. It really gives it more like a dark sampled feel to it. So after that, we just have really simple drums, and I use a snare instead of a clap, just not for any reason, just I thought it sounded cooler with a snare. After that, I have a really simple hi-hat pattern, just a 2-step hi-hat with a couple rolls. So here I have a little roll. Here, these are common places that I do my rolls. I think they just sound good and they work well, and they don't overcomplicate the hi-hat. And then after this roll, I have one of these hi-hats removed, so it's like a little gap. It catches the listener off guard a little bit and adds a little bit more variation to the pattern in a pretty simple way. And that just loops. The 4-bar pattern just loops again. I just have this 808 pattern, really simple. The Mandela 808, just a classic. I didn't want the 808 to be overly emphasized in the beat. I wanted to let the melody and the vocals speak for themselves, so just that's why I went with super simple drums. So here's the 808, just following the bass notes, obviously. Oh yeah, and when I rendered out the sample for the arcade part, I took that last sound that was playing in the arcade sequence and reversed it, so it sounds like that, like this. And then after that, I just have a super simple kick pattern, just hitting right away. You can hear it. Then one more time again. Really simple pattern, nothing too crazy. So yeah, that's kind of the theme. I wanted to keep everything super simple, and I just have this basic opening. And that would be about it. I just put a soft clipper on my master then, and then I added a limiter, compressed it a little bit with the ceiling to make it sound a little bit more compressed and punchier. That's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you were able to learn something. Pretty fast-paced tutorial today. Follow me on Instagram at gavinhadley_, again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.